tendon ruptures. Achilles tendon ruptures have always been there. And why there seems to be more right now is probably the fact that media coverage is so much better. Because, like I said, that injury has always been around. There are some things that may increase the likelihood of an Achilles injury. And it could be the fact that our athletes are getting bigger. The Achilles tendon will rupture usually when the Achilles tendon is actually the tendon of the gastroc and soleus, which is a combined muscle. And as our athletes get bigger and their gastrosoleus complex gets bigger and more powerful, and it can generate more force in a shorter amount of time, the tendon is what we call a viscoelastic substance. In other words, it's not just the amount of stress you put on it, but it responds to how rapidly you apply that stress. And so if the athletes have bigger, more powerful muscles that are able to generate the force more rapidly, they're more likely to snap the Achilles tendon. And so it may be that the athletes are bigger and stronger, which they seem to be. Another thing that could contribute to the higher incidence is that if an athlete, there's two things. If an athlete has collagen that he's inherited that is just weak, then he's going to be prone to that sort of an injury. Another thing that can make the tendon weaker is anabolic steroids. So if he's been taking performance-enhancing drugs and anabolic steroids, then he's going to be more prone to tendinous and ligamentous injuries. So that's just another possibility. I agree, we do seem to see the Achilles tendon injuries in the news. I know there was a USC quarterback who ruptured one Achilles and then the other, and thankfully recovered from both, and eventually did play some professional football. Recently, Kobe Bryant ruptured his Achilles, and he was playing at a very, very high level, and he seemed to have other injuries to both knees, and then the Achilles gave way. And obviously he's highly conditioned, but I think that the amount of stress that he was putting on his Achilles with his style of play, leaping up to the basket to grab rebounds repeatedly, and leaping to make dunks, and just playing very aggressive basketball. Eventually the Achilles he probably had injured it several times. You can get Achilles tendonitis, and chronic Achilles tendonitis can also weaken the tendon by interfering with the blood supply and the normal healing. And so knowing Kobe, how he likes to play through injury, it's entirely plausible that he would have had a sore ankle. He'd had ankle sprains, which may have partially injured his Achilles, and once again, playing through those injuries may have put the Achilles more at risk for the rupture.